Welcome everyone. I go by the name of Camilio Salamander and my co-host KB the Mark.
Cause I'm a fucking mark for this shit.
You are watching the featured #1 wrestling podcast show on YouTube. With that being said, welcome to the DNB podcast. We're going to get started to the SmackDown review. So SmackDown opened up with a promo from Edge. So what you think about the promo?
You know, I'm very indifferent on Edge and the being in WrestleMania, or not even being in WrestleMania, just challenging the tribal chief. Who does this guy think he is? He thinks just because he won the Royal Rumble, which in all actuality he can. But who is this guy who thinks he can? Who is this guy who thinks he can challenge my tribal chief?
He's a radar superstar.
I did love the fact that he looked in the mirror and became the Edge we all knew and loved. I knew Edge being a face was not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
You had to set up the exact WrestleMania 30 experience. The fans turned on Batista, instantly making him the heel. And of course, there was Randy Orton. You need Daniel going against two heels.
He's not going to win.
He's going to win.
He's not.
He is. And 45,000 fans on night 2?
He's not going to win. He's not.
45,000 fans in front of night 2? You honestly think he's not going to win?
He's not. I'm telling you, Edge, he's going to take it. And Daniel, he's going to take the pin. I'm telling you.
You really think that?
Yeah, I know that.
You know that.
I'm very confident when it comes to that.
I've told you on numerous occasions, WWE is not sending you home happy twice. Either Drew is getting his moment or Daniel Bryan is getting his moment.
Drew's not winning. That's the thing. Bobby Lashley gonna win, and then Edge he's gonna win.
Look, Vinnie Mac ain't sending you home happy twice, and he'll probably send you home happy on the second show.
So I'll be saying the same thing for months. I'm telling you, watch. We gonna see though. We gonna see about like what 2 weeks, about a week and a half.
I was gonna say like 8 days.
Yeah. So
9.
This promo, to me, out of 10, I think it deserves an 8. Cause I was digging this promo. I was digging it. So my next question is the Ultimate Opportunist back?
If they put money in the bank on him.
You don't think he gonna win? I'm telling you, he gonna steal this win. That's what I'm telling you.
I don't believe that. And if they don't give it to him, then they better give him money in the bank.
This is what's gonna happen, right? That's my prediction. Roman, he's gonna hit Daniel with a spear, a monster spear. You feel me? Edge, he gonna hit Roman with a spear, and then he gonna pin Daniel, and that's how he gonna steal the win.
So say that again. Who's going to get speared?
Roman gonna spear Daniel, and then Edge gonna spear Roman and pin Daniel.
So let me get this. So let me see if I'm reading you correct.
It'll be a double spear.
I don't like the double spear. Let me see if I'm hearing you. So Daniel's going to catch the spear from Roman.
A monster spear. It's gonna lay his ass out.
And Roman is just going to be so just pumped up from what he did. He's going to catch a spear from Edge.
Yeah, because Edge gonna be throwing out the match at this point. So when he hit the spear on Daniel, he gonna think it's over. And then Edge gonna come out of nowhere, hit him with the spear, then pin Daniel.
So
at this point, Daniel giving it his all. He going up against two heels, so he gonna be exhausted. So when Roman hit him with that monster spear, it's over.
So I bet in your mind, after he hits that spear on Roman, he stands up and looks at which one he wants to cover.
Nah, he goes straight for Daniel.
Oh, he goes straight for Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
That's real 2000.
He realized that, he's exhausted, and then, Roman's spear is more effective than Edge. But it was just enough to take Roman out of the match for the moment for him to get this 3-second pin.
That's real 2012 bookish.
It
sounds like something your boy John Cena has done on numerous occasions.
Man, I'm telling you, it's gonna what we only 8 days away, so I mean, we just gonna see if I'm right or wrong. That's really it. We're gonna see you right or wrong too. Daniel Bryan not gonna win it. We're gonna see.
I'm telling you, the Vinnie Mac is not sending you home happy twice.
Nah, I'm telling you. All right, so up next we got the Mysterios and the Street Profits versus Dolph Ziggler, Bobby Roode, Chad Gable, and Otis in an 8-man tag. Now, this is a typical heel versus face tag team, but I love Chad Gable. I love his suplexes. He can do, if it's not Brock Lesnar or Kurt Angle, he can hit a good suplex.
I bet he's Kurt Angle 2.0.
Yeah, that should have been his son instead of Jason Jordan. That made more sense.
I was just about to say that, but according to WWE, we had to throw the interracial part.
Yeah, but I think that was stupid because if they really attracting towards kids more, why throw that out there? Because you're confusing these kids, in my opinion. And they're like, okay, they can obviously tell Kurt Angle's white, and they can obviously tell Jason Jordan's black.
So, I mean, he ain't super black. I mean, you acting like he like a R-Truth black.
Yeah, he ain't super black, but I'm just saying, like,
a mixed kid can pull that off.
It's noticeable though, but it made more sense for it to be Chad Gable.
I mean, and yeah, of course, but
because didn't Chad Gable participate in the Olympics?
I think so.
Yeah, it just made more sense for that. I don't know why they didn't push for it. I guess they seen something in Jason Jordan and wanted to push him to be a star, but they could have did that without that storyline.
Nah, he was average to me, mid-card.
I mean, it could be, not saying like a future WWE, but he could be like a star, like a multi-type United States Intercontinental Champion or whatever. But
he couldn't talk.
Yeah, that's the thing. But he could have worked on that.
Could he?
Yeah. I believe anybody could develop mic game. We see Roman Reigns' mic game got good.
That's only because they turned him heel. That's only because they turned him heel and they put him with Paul Heyman.
But it depends on who you are. Like if they know you like Edge, like he's not a good face. He's great as a heel. Randy Orton, he's great as a heel. He's not a good face. So if it works for you, like Roman, he's average as a face, but he's not. He's great as a heel, in my opinion. So that works for him. If you put the right one for him, like you never know. Jason Jordan, he might have turned heel and being like great on a mic. You just never know. But it just all depends if you work with what you got and work with your with your strengths, you could be a star.
He was arguably with one of the greatest superstar of the past 5 years and couldn't get over. I know he got injured, but he still couldn't get over.
Yeah. That was shoving it down our throat. We didn't want to see that. We didn't want to see him come fill in Dean Ambrose's place and Roman's place.
Hey man, you were with Seth freaking Rollins and you couldn't get over.
All right, so back to that match. You seen that splash from Otis?
I loved the splash. I hate how long it took to set up, but I loved it. And the promo from Chad Gable explaining Otis and just Otis sitting there looking like a badass. I low-key was thinking like a heel Otis with a mouthpiece like Chad Gable.
Yeah.
Am I seeing like a backlash, maybe no mercy pay-per-view match between Otis and Daniel Bryan when he wins? I could go for that, especially if you got Chad Gable hyping him up.
I think they're gonna keep him as a tag to build the credibility up first. I'm getting tired of like separating these tags, man.
Nah. They would still be a tag team.
Yeah.
But let's just say, they lose the belt, later on down the line, and you're like, okay, Otis has been looking like a badass. We want to just put him up there for maybe like a month or two. So Daniel Bryan, so we can just get to the next big pay-per-view.
Yeah, but you putting him up just to make his momentum fall down, just to lose Daniel Bryan.
That happens regardless.
Yeah, I would build Otis up more. I would make him like, I would build him up more. In the early 2000s, we had so many giants that was monsters like Edge, I'm not Ed. Excuse me. I mean Kane, Big Show, Undertaker. Like it was so many people that was big and like just built that up. You know, now build Otis up to be a big badass. You got Bobby Lashley, you got Drew McIntyre. Build people up and everything. Like I don't like the build up just to bring you down type stuff. Like that don't make no sense.
I mean, I feel you, but at the point of what you're saying, that would mean everybody would have to have a winning streak.
Not really everybody. It just depends. Like, you know, like if the roster of Smackdown got like, they say Raw, because Raw got 3 hours. So the roster of Raw got at least like 40 people. You can build a good 18 people to really be like, they ain't gotta be on a winning streak, but you can build them up good. Whether that's face or heel.
Yeah, you can build them up, but you still gotta lose eventually. I mean, if there's somebody out there who's clearly better than you, that's just what it is. You'll get that momentum back.
They just got so many people they can push better storylines than what they give us.
Oh, I mean,
it's like they give us one good storyline every pay-per-view. Like every pay-per-view, you get one good storyline per show. You get one good storyline for Raw, you get one good storyline for SmackDown, and the rest of them is really irrelevant.
And you're surprised?
No, I'm fed up for real. And I'm telling you, like they used to do, like I don't know what happened, but before in the early 2000s, maybe because I was a kid then, but it would seem like all the pay-per-views was something major, and it was like all the matches and stuff back then was great and everything. Now it seemed like they're just giving us BS stuff, and it's like they getting lazy now. It's like they be doing it for so long, they just like whatever. It's like all that stuff. It's like everything they did before, it's like they forgot all about it. It just disappeared.
It's not that they didn't forget. It's just that they're like 12 to 14 pay-per-views a year.
Yeah, that's the bad thing. Stop giving us so much pay-per-views. Damn, well, it should be like once they should have at least like I'll say 10 pay-per-views, maybe 9, and then don't have no pay-per-view like December, like the last like December, January. That way you can get them like not really a little break because you still get Raw and SmackDown, but you know it'll be easier for them. They'll be their little break, spend time with their family, get more time or whatever. They overloading with the pay-per-views, man. You get a pay-per-view, and then after a pay-per-view, like 2-3 weeks later, it's another one. Like, dang.
Look, you got to think about it. You know, 4 months out of the year are automatically taken up. You have April for WrestleMania. You have August for SummerSlam. You have November for Survivor Series. And you have January for the Royal Rumble.
That's all they need.
No,
I'll say one more for real.
No, you need a couple. You need like 3 more. But you need to space them out better so you don't have to feel rushed in making a storyline 2 weeks out. If you throw maybe 3 more in there, let's say, because that's a really long time, April to August, if you really think about it. So you can throw the one in between there.
It should be every other month.
Every other month?
Yeah.
You think they can do 6 to 8 weeks of storytelling?
They used to. That's the thing. Like these build-ups used to actually be built up. Now they just, I don't like you. I'm gonna like. It should be no way I'm debuting from NXT today, and I'm talking about I'm about to challenge you for your belt, and like over all these other women that been on the roster already. Like that stuff like that, that's stupid too. Cause like, what's the build up? We getting this match at WrestleMania between Rhea Ripley and Asuka with 2 weeks of build up.
I'm sorry that I've been on NXT kicking ass, and you other women on here have been, I don't know, floundering for the last month, and they say, hey, we're going to go with you because you got the high hand. Don't you do that in other sports like the NBA, for example? Don't you go with somebody who's got the hot hand? And Rhea Ripley has been hot since the Royal Rumble.
I would get her a match at WrestleMania, but won't be a title shot.
Why? She was robbed last year. She was robbed last year. Why not put it on her? You had her lose to Charlotte for what?
WWE booking. They shouldn't even put Charlotte on NXT. It was failure from the get-go from the moment she stepped on NXT. We all knew that she was gonna go over.
Listen.
If they put the belt on her, it's just because they didn't do nothing with Asuka. That's the only reason why. If they put the belt on her.
Now, why do you hate Rhea Ripley?
I don't. It's just the fact like it's just like somebody debuting, like making a debut, like Cain Velasquez. He coming on WWE today and getting the WWE title shot.
That's exactly what happened, wasn't it?
Nah, he just challenged Brock.
Yeah. It was uneventful because it was over there in Saudi.
Yeah, but it's just the fact I just don't like, because it's like you just pushing this one person over everybody else who you could potentially push for a match for, but it's like y'all just don't do it. Y'all just don't use all of these people. Y'all got so many people, y'all just don't use it. And y'all just, it's my personal opinion.
I get you. But to get back to the match, I do like the splash. This was a very, just like you said, typical face versus heel match. I did like the Montez Ford comeback. I did like that. The tag into the suplex into the splash, it seemed very predictable. Dominique looked really good in this match too.
I told you, man.
I like Dominique's pacing. I like how he went. I just liked how he looked all around, and Ray is Ray. Dolph Ziggler, Bobby Roode, constant professionals. This was a really decent WWE 8-man tag match.
Telling you, Dominique Mysterio, future star of the team, where he earned his craft, a mixture of Ray and Eddie Guerrero. I'm telling you. All right, so up next we had the Seth Rollins promo. And
First off, before you go, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Before you go, Seth Rollins suit A+.
Yeah.
A+.
Fishy.
Yeah.
So one thing about this Seth Rollins promo I really took, and I'm like, I know I'm gonna have this debate with you. Now, he said his cash in is above Hulk Hogan slamming Andre the Giant. And I don't agree with that. You gotta understand, during this time period, everybody thought wrestling was real during this time period. All that stuff. Everybody believed it. So at the time, how they was building up Andre the Giant and who Hulk Hogan was, and for him to pick Andre up and slam him, yeah, that cash in, I would say, if anything, it's probably like the most memorable moment of WrestleMania, but it won't be the first. I think that first is Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant, because you gotta think about the time period and who Hulk Hogan was. He helped put this name of WWE on the map, with WWF at the time on the map. And if it wasn't for that slam, ain't no telling where WWF would be in right now. Because that was like if they had internet back then, that would be a #1 trending topic for real.
I do agree, but I think you're missing it. You got to look at the overall context of the promo, where he basically felt like Corey Graves and Cesaro was trying to slight him. And he's just telling them like, no, I have multiple WrestleMania gems, stuff that you wouldn't think could be done. I've done it. Brock Lesnar. Let me ask you a question. Has Roman ever beat Brock at WrestleMania? I don't think he has. I don't think he has.
Let me see.
I know Seth had the cash in, so that was a
yeah. That one he didn't.
I don't think he beat him at the other one, because then Brock Lesnar bust him open.
Yeah, because it was like two of them. It was the 131, then was the one that was in
New Orleans. Yeah, and I don't think he won that.
Yeah, I think that was it.
Okay, so I know for a fact he didn't win that one.
Yeah, it's the one that it's the one at WrestleMania. Then they went up at Fastlane in the triple threat.
No, I just need the WrestleMania one.
Let me see, it's loaded. Then the one at WrestleMania 28 in New Orleans.
Roman lost that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. Just twice at WrestleMania.
Okay, so Roman lost that, and he lost the cash in. Seth beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. He beat Roman and Brock at WrestleMania in one of the greatest moments of all time. Not to mention, earlier in that night, he took one of the greatest WrestleMania reversals of all time with the RKO, coming off the curb stomp attempt. Seth Rollins is just that guy at WrestleMania. He's proven it time and time again. He's had gems.
Yeah, I could say that because one of my favorite matches from Seth Rollins at WrestleMania when he came back, they thought he had a knee injury, they thought he was gonna come back to fight Triple H, and he did.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, cause I did like that little storyline, like the protege and everything. Yeah, so that's one of mine. Yeah, I could say that at WrestleMania. Yeah, true. You do got a point.
Yeah,
he got more.
He's got moments.
WrestleMania moments than Roman Reigns. The only one Roman Reigns can really say is going over Undertaker. But I wouldn't even claim that because Undertaker ain't even Undertaker.
Listen, he was talking about more moments than Cesaro, which Cesaro, I believe, won the first Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania. But he just has more WrestleMania moments than Cesaro. Seth Rollins has proven that he can be the guy when the company needs him to be the guy in the big moments. They don't just give WrestleMania matches away when you really think about it. I know it may look like it now, but they really just don't give it away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You do have to somewhat earn it.
They gave that Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar match at WrestleMania 3.5 stars.
It was Brock Lesnar. It was big moves, big moves, big moves. And that's fine. But Seth Rollins is such a great technician. He needs somebody in there who can pretty much go with him. That's why this Cesaro versus Seth Rollins match, I think, is going to be one of the matches that a lot of people are talking about after WrestleMania is over.
You think so?
I do.
You really think that's going that out of all the matches, you think that's gonna be the match they're gonna talk about?
I think they're gonna be talking about that match.
That's
you get a solid 15 minutes between the two. I mean, honestly, you could get 20 minutes out of them.
That's cap. I'm not. No, that I could say it could be like it won't be match of the night, but it could be like it could be in a discussion, but it won't win match of the night.
I'm not even saying it's going to be in the discussion for match of the night. I'm saying it's going to be one of the matches that is talked about.
Nah, I can't see that. Out of all the matches, because they got some good matches on there.
That is true. That is very true.
And for them to just be like, yeah, you watch WrestleMania? You watch Seth Rollins and Cesaro? Out of all the matches? Nah. That'd be a conversation that coming up like towards the end. Like y'all get ready to wrap up the conversation. Then y'all be like, oh yeah, Seth Rollins and Cesaro.
You know what's funny? People like you had the same mentality when we saw the first Aleister Black Buddy Murphy match. And I sat there watching that pay-per-view and I said, that is going to be match of the night. You know who else said that was going to be match of the night? Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe said, this is the match I'm looking forward to the most. And they knocked it out the park. And nothing else lived up on that pay-per-view to that match. Why you think they ran it 3 weeks in a row?
Yeah, that's the thing. WWE, they see one thing working, they just keep pushing it until they can't do it. They milk the hell out of it.
And Seth Rollins and Cesaro are going to give us one of the best undercard matches in WrestleMania history.
All right, I'm writing that down because we're gonna see. We're gonna see in about 8 days.
We're gonna take Seth Rollins gonna take 32 rotations on the swing.
All right, so following that segment, we got Shayna Baszler versus Natalya with Tamina with her. So I'm about to go on the rant.
Go ahead.
This match was 35 seconds. 33 seconds. Well, it's still horrible. Under a minute. This match was under a minute. Right?
Right.
So after the match, Nia Jackson attacked Natalya, right? And then usually when a segment like this happen, what they do, they bring everybody who they're not using out to the ring to do that fake little breakup or whatever they be doing. So I'm gonna say this. Hashtag give women wrestling a chance. They could have performed way better than that. These are two great wrestlers. They could have performed way better than 33 seconds. Why are you so in this match? We supposed to get a match we supposed to get a women's title match at WrestleMania, right?
Right.
So why do I even want to look in and tune into that match if they producing 35-second matches? That's irrelevant. So when it comes on, it's gonna make me click off. I'm like, what's the point of watching? It's gonna be over before it even start. They're not giving me a reason to click on. Y'all need to like back to the Stephanie McMahon tweet, how she tweeted all them women talk about women empowerment. This shows how much women we got and the athleticism of women and all this. Like y'all got all them women's, but y'all not using them. And when y'all do use them, y'all get them bullshit like this. Like this is literally bull. Like I just wasted TV for this. Y'all could have kept this shit for real. There was no point to put this on TV.
I can't believe you didn't like this.
No.
You really didn't like this?
No. This was bull.
Why?
Because it's bull like, well, we only got what? 2 women segments for real throughout the whole show? We got the Bianca Belair match, and then we got this. That was really it. Yeah.
I mean,
a 2-hour show is like y'all could have did so much. So out of a total of the show, y'all could probably gave these women 5 minutes out of the whole show. 5 minutes out of 2 hours. That's some bull. I'm all the women segments out of this whole show. You can round that up to 5 minutes. It's bull. It's bull. They got so many good women. Like where my girl Mickie James at? Bro, they got so many good women and they are not using them. They keep shoving the same people down our throat, giving us the same match, and then when they do give us something new, we get some bullshit like this.
Bro, let Mickie James support her husband. They just started NWA tapings. Let her support her husband. He is the world champion over there. And can she be a wife? Secondly, you gotta break it down. All the women knew their spots. You see Lana?
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep pushing Lana down everybody's throat. I'm gonna help change the narrative of Lana. She hit her spots. It wasn't the most fluid, but she knew her spots. What I tell you, she's making the small little improvements. She might turn out to be, one of those diamonds in the rough.
Yeah, she can single-handedly for real. If they book her right, she could carry this women division and bring them out the slum at the end.
I mean, I ain't gonna say she can carry the women's division.
She can.
You think she can carry it? No, I think she could be I think she can be a decent player.
Yeah, a good contributor too.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Runner up, like you could say, like she'd be probably like top 5. Like you name people, like name women, like who helped get them out the slum or the booking that it was in. You could be like, all right, it was such Lana. Da, 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 da. It should be like part of that.
I think she'd be like number 4 or number 5.
Yeah.
Listen, Lana is picking up on her spots very well, and I thought we stopped the going to different shows a long time ago when we had the last draft.
It don't. I'm telling you, that's what I mean. They will bring something up and then they don't even touch on it again. It's like, what's the point? Like when they was bringing back the New Day stuff with Cat showing up with Big E and everything. I'm like, then they drafted him over here for a reason. Why are y'all still together? Hey, I'm telling you, they'll bring something up and just go back on their words.
Of
like
course.
we've been supposed to stop getting rematches. Like if you lose, that was it. But we still was getting no rematches after that.
You know, WWE, they're like,
remember the biggest joke they told us?
What was it?
They listen to us. They don't.
I'm gonna leave that alone.
So following this, we got the Sami Zayn. He unveiled the trailer to his documentary. So Sami, he bought out Logan Paul. And Logan Paul, I'm thinking he's gonna be on ringside at WrestleMania. So KO, he basically came in and delivered a stunner to Sami, and he kind of pushed Logan on his way out. Now I'm predicting in a WrestleMania match, Logan Paul, he's gonna get involved in some type of way. And yeah, some type of way he's gonna get involved.
Man, I'm gonna go on a rant. So excuse me while I rant.
I have mine. You can have yours. Go ahead. Go ahead, brother.
You know WWE sent a jet for him? Private jet. They sent a private jet. People, wrestlers in the company had to pay for their own hotel, their own cars, but no. We gonna send a private jet for Logan Paul. Where was that private jet when they was stuck in Saudi? Where was that private jet?
Right.
Everybody else got out. You got the wrestlers there. Where was the private jet? Where was the millions of dollars spent to get your actual wrestlers back? But no. We're gonna fly Logan Paul here on a private jet. Yet wrestlers had to pay for their own hotels and their own car rentals, and not to mention you're taking them away from their families for majority of the year. Oh, but we just made $1 billion with Peacock, so we're gonna fly in Logan Paul on a private jet, so he can come up here to WWE, the Thunderdome, hug Sami. You know, COVID's still out there. Hug Sami.
Right.
Watch Sami take a stunner, and then he let Kevin Owens push him. That's what we're doing. We're spending millions upon millions of dollars to send a private jet to go get Logan Paul. But
just to get pushed on TV a little bit.
But yet when our wrestlers were stuck, when your wrestlers were stuck over there in Saudi, you couldn't send a private jet. I'm happy to see I'm very happy to see where the intentions are when I think about Vinnie Mac over the course of the entirety of WWE, especially of his later years.
Man, only the future could tell.
But I did like this documentary though, and you know what I thought was very funny about it?
I think the documentary, the whole segment could be cool without Logan Paul. They didn't need Logan Paul for the segment.
I agree, you don't. But it was just funny that he was there. But I love the fact that Sami Zayn is the conspiracy theory. But he's so whacked out that he doesn't see it. He was grabbing the trunks. His feet were on the ropes. Hey, like, no, Sammy, you are literally the conspiracy theorist. But I'm like, I want to see the documentary now after seeing the trailer.
Man.
Like, I want to see this. Even though I kind of figured out that you're the conspiracy. But yeah, I want to see it. I like the trailer. I like the segment as a whole. I just had a problem with how Logan Paul got there.
Man. All right, so following this, we had the Bianca Belair versus Carmella. Now, through this match, Carmella, she was talking stuff. So, that one spot what Carmella did was she took her hair and she wrapped it against the ropes. I like that. That was smart and that was creative. But Bianca, she had hit her with a KOD out of nowhere. And then after the match, Sasha, she tried to cheap shot her, but Bianca saw it coming. And then she got out the ring and was pointing at the WrestleMania sign. So I do one thing I was saying about the booking and stuff about this match. All right, so I like how that was giving us, like that was giving us tag matches of them together and whatever, keeping them on screen together. So that I don't like how the women's champion, like if you're a women's champion, you automatically got to be involved into the tag team scene too. That's retarded to me. But we can go ahead. But just overall for this build up for WrestleMania, it works in this case because they not having them fight in the match and stuff. Had it, I believe this will be at WrestleMania. This will be their first time ever going up against each other, though. I believe so.
She just hit the main roster. Sasha's been up here for a minute.
If not, this might be the second time. It ain't happened that much. If it did happen,
I love the match. This was actually one of my more favorable matches of the night. Carmella is just amazing, especially this new Carmella.
Mm-hmm.
I love this new Carmella. I was in love with the Staten Island Princess too. She was out there in Jays and the Forces. I have major respect for anybody who wrestle in the Jays and the Forces, but she looked really good, and of course Bianca had to get the win. I'm starting to like that KOD because it looks like on the way down it starts slow, and then it's like boom, and you're there. It's like you close your eyes and boom, it's done.
Yeah.
And I just like the pacing of it. Like it's a different pacing to a finishing move, and I think that's a good move for her. I tell you what, if WWE and AEW ever do a cross promotion, I want Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill.
Hey, that'd be good though.
I want that.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
It's like that KOD is like a backwards AA, but you sit down with it.
Yeah, it's got like the Falcon Arrow finish.
Yeah, it's like an AA mixed with a Falcon Arrow, but reverse. Yeah, so
I love it.
That's dope. All right, so following this, we got the King Corbin. He delivered a backstage promo, and he said one thing that I think is important. He said that he was tired of being disrespected on SmackDown. How dare y'all of the Smackdown roster disrespect the King? But since he came on Raw and helped Lashley, I believe that he's gaining respect from him, right? And I'm expecting for him to be involved into the Bobby Lashley match some way, somehow. And there is a theory that me and KB have right now that we believe he could be involved in this new Hurt business.
Listen, MVP Bobby Lashley, Samoa Joe, and King Corbin. Now that's the Hurt business.
Yeah, that's a wrap. if they get together, all championships from Raw. They should do that storyline.
They should. They should.
That was,
I like the promo. I always feel like King Corbin has always been disrespected. I remember when he had Money in the Bank and he had to lose it to Jinder Mahal. I've always been a King Corbin supporter. I won't say a fan, but I've always been a supporter. And I love this promo. I love this promo from King Corbin. It was one of the few times that it was actually, he spoke and it was actually believable what he was saying.
Right.
Like, I could get behind what King Corbin was saying. And
right.
I like that. You don't get too many promos from King Corbin like that.
And talking about growth of a superstar, he grew.
Right.
Yeah. I was hoping that he was gonna cut his hair. So I just wish one thing about his hair, about him going bald. I just wish that made that to a storyline. Like, if he was gonna cut his hair, made him like lose a match, like had to cut hair type of match. They should have made a storyline out of it.
Can't touch everything.
Yeah. But following that, we got Daniel Bryan versus Jey Uso in a street fight. Now, this is like what I was saying about my rant. Where I was like, they keep giving us the same matches over and over. But sometimes, like, I know I kind of sound like a hypocrite, but sometimes it works. It just depends. Like I always say this, it depends on the storyline. If you can push the storyline, make the storyline make sense, it can work. But it's just when you just do it randomly and you just give it to us at the time, or you just really pushing it down throat, then it's like, it don't. That's where it really gets irritating after that. But during this match, Roman, he came out and sat at the top of the stage to show intimidation. Now, Bryan, he took chair shots and chain shots from for Jey Uso. But Daniel Bryan, he won via submission, right? And then after this match, he went and beat up Edge, right? And then he ran down Roman Reigns with a running knee and put him in the yes lock. You feel me? But Roman didn't tap. That's the thing. That's the most important thing. Most people might be like, yeah, Daniel Bryan's still tall. He's still tall, whatever like that. But the most important thing you missed out on that. Or anybody who really didn't notice or whatever, Roman, he didn't tap. It doesn't matter. He laid Edge out, but Roman didn't tap.
Roman didn't tap. The referees got him off of him before he tapped.
Nah, he wasn't gonna tap. He was gonna show his strength. He was gonna pass out before anything. But the thing about that, it was easy for Edge to get laid out. That's what I'm saying. It's gonna be vice versa. So you see how hard Daniel Bryan was going, right?
Right.
To try to prove a point, right?
Right.
He's gonna go twice as hard as that during this match because it's his one and only opportunity. So when he go that hard and he get caught with a Roman Reigns spear, and we know how deadly those can be. All Edge got to do is get Roman out the ring or just get him down, get him not be able to be in the match for 3 seconds, and he gonna pin Daniel. I'm telling you, that's how it's gonna happen. Cause Edge, he gonna get revenge for this. Watch, I'm gonna tell you, this is how it's gonna happen. They teasing us. The ultimate opportunist is back. I'm telling you, the ultimate opportunist is back. He gonna steal this win. His win he gonna steal it because it's gonna be for Roman Reigns, because Roman Reigns, he gonna go ahead and hit the spear and everybody gonna think it's over. And out of nowhere, here come Edge. Like, always on time with anything. Both Money in the Bank cash-ins. Any title shot, he's always stole.
I don't agree with you. I don't agree with you. Daniel Bryan will be winning this match. Edge will be taking the pinfall. I hated this match with main event Uso and Daniel Bryan. I hated this match. I hated everything about it. Like, why? If Daniel Bryan was supposed to get beat up, then this type of match makes sense. You have to set the presence, you have to set the foundation going forward that he was taken out by Uso and the tribal chief, so he wouldn't show up. Next week he doesn't show up. on Smackdown, but he sends a message. They said I'll be good by Sunday, so I'll be there. And that's how you go home on next week's Smackdown. But for Daniel Bryan to stand tall, the street fight to me makes no sense. You could have just put Daniel Bryan in like a tune-up match, and you could keep main event Uso looking strong. Like, the booking makes no sense on why you would even do the street fight, unless it was there to make Daniel Bryan get beat up, so it looks like he's not going to be able to compete. You know what I'm saying? At WrestleMania in the triple threat match, then the street fight makes sense. But he's standing tall. What sense does that make? Why would you put the babyface in a street fight a couple weeks before WrestleMania, unless you wanted to tease that he might not be able to show up because of how brutal, you know what I'm saying, the street fight was?
He's standing tall because everybody was giving him doubt, and he's proven that he belonged into the main event. That's why he's still tall. He actually took the person who actually won his way into the main event and took the champion out. So he's showing I deserve to be here too, and he's still tall, and he's still on what he said.
But why put him in a street fight? That's my question.
Yeah.
Why put him in basically a no disqualification type match, unless you're going to tease that it's so brutal or he got beat so bad that there was a possibility he wouldn't be able to show up to WrestleMania to compete in the match. You know what I mean?
I think that was possibly a possibility that they probably had that down, but you know, WWE rewriting stuff like hours before the show go live, then that's probably when they made the change and stuff. Because that could be, it does make sense like that. Because yeah, if you're gonna have that and then have Edge on commentary and Roman Reigns saying at the top, it made sense for them to put the work in on them.
Yeah, you would think like they would come down, beat him up, you know, and it's kind of like a heel unison, you know, because they basically wanted to be a singles match. So them beating up Daniel Bryan to the point to where it looks like he's not going to be able to show up to WrestleMania makes sense. Why have them both out there?
Right.
You could have just put Daniel Bryan in a tune-up match.
Right. All right, so if you had to rank the show, what would it be?
Out of 10, a 2.
Yeah. A 2?
A 2.
Damn.
The main event, I was sitting at a 5. I'm thinking it's been a decent show. I'll even let the women's segment slide. But then the main event happened and it was bad. And then Daniel Bryan standing tall at the end, and I'm still very confused on why you would book him in a street fight.
Damn. Well,
it's a 2.
I'm going opposite. I'm giving it a solid 7. And I'm saying why? Because it started off good with Edge promo. That's a plus. I feel like the main event carried the whole show. Plus, the King Corbin segment is a plus for me because I really feel like there's something with the Hurt Business going on. But one thing that I do think that really hurt the show more was that women's segment. That's why I believe. But if you had to give a match of the night, who would you give it to?
I would give it to the Bianca Belair versus Carmella match. I really liked it. I thought it was very well paced in the spot that you talked about with the hair, and we still made Bianca Belair look strong. And I love the fake. The fake out is what really got me. When Carmella thought she was about to get hit with the hair and she covered up.
Yeah.
I started dying at that spot. So
yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, it was a fun little back and forth between the two, and I really loved that match. So that would be my match of the night.
All right, AKB.
Yes.
My match of the night is Daniel Bryan versus Jey Uso.
Why?
So
why? Explain it to me, please.
It was the match was good. It carried a good pace. I like that, but it was really the end segment that made it the match of the night for me. Because I do like how Daniel Bryan stood tall and everything. I like that whole segment and everything. I get what you was coming from, but just saying that, I like how they put it together and everything, because I like the storyline of Daniel Bryan proving that he deserved to be in that main event too. Like, don't count me out, and he proved it tonight. Well, yesterday, by standing tall and taking out the number one contender who actually earned their way in, and taking out the champion. So he proved his way twice, in my opinion. So to me, that end segment is what made this match win the match of the night. But if you had to give a wrestler of the night, who would you give it to?
I'm giving it to the EST of WWE, Miss Bianca Belair. I told you, I just needed to see her be a little bit more serious. And the more serious side of Bianca Belair, last night, I knew my opinion was being changed when I was shaking my head like, okay, I like what I'm seeing here. And it's like, yeah, I can get behind this Bianca Belair. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the fact that Sasha Banks has dubbed you the rookie. We're not talking about the same Sasha Banks who could never defend her title after winning it. But I'll take a step back. Wrestler of the night for me is the EST of WWE, Miss Bianca Belair.
Well, my wrestler of the night is Daniel Bryan. I'm picking him because, like I said, I love the storyline that's going on. I love how he got to prove himself and he stood tall at the end of the night. And to me, he got hella momentum going into WrestleMania. Momentum's on the side, but that momentum gonna get taken down when he take this pinfall from Edge.
I'm telling you, he's not going to lose.
All right, so for the first topic of the day, the Hurt Business broke up, and that caused backstage morale, right? So there's reports that MVP and Bobby Lashley, they tried to convince Vinnie Mac not to break up the group, but we all seen how that played out and everything. But like we've been saying, we kind of think that there's something else to it. We think they just replaced them two to give us another two. So the only thing I really can say is let's just see. I mean, they not officially broke up because MVP and Bobby Lashley still together and they still going by the name, so they not officially broke up, but it's just a minor step. But we're gonna see if it's for the best or for the worst.
Listen, if it's Samoa Joe and King Corbin, it's a win. If you break them up completely, this will probably be one of Vinnie Mac's dumbest decisions as of late. You give up the number one thing on Raw. You know what? That's almost as bad as the Kwame Brown trade. Yeah, it's almost that bad. To break up the best thing that your show has going for you.
Mm-hmm.
And now, like we said, they still go by the name. So it could be a ruse. And like we said on the Monday Night Raw review, they could just be playing us.
Right.
Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander might actually still be in the Hurt Business, and this was the plan from the start. And if the plan was this for the new Hurt Business, to if it was like that, I'm gonna go for it. Like I said, King Corbin, Samoa Joe, I like it. If they keep them broken up, it's gonna be a very bad decision. Vinnie Mac, probably the dumbest decision as of late for Vinnie Mac.
All right, so for the second topic of the day, we got Logan Paul at WrestleMania. Now, with this, I got the same reaction with the whole Bad Bunny and Miz feud. Like, I get the celebrity hype for WrestleMania, but there's no need for it. I really believe there's no need for it to be a special celebrity appearance just for this. I can't get into it.
I've already ranted about it. I have nothing more to say about it.
Yeah.
Logan Paul shouldn't be there.
Basically, when this match come up, I'll probably like 8 times out of 10, I'll be tuning off.
Nah. You can't tune off a Sami Zayn KO match.
Well, not that one because it's really them. I'm more talking about the Bad Bunny and Miz because it's Bad Bunny versus Miz. I'll be tuning off on that one. I'm not checking that out. I ain't even been following on Raw like that. When it comes on, that's why I'll walk away and do something else for real.
I mean,
I can't get into that.
You ain't got to get into it. You just got to watch it.
I can't. My attention be somewhere. It can't catch my attention.
Oh my goodness. So let me get this straight. So you won't watch The Miz and Bad Bunny, but you'll watch the Strowman Express.
No. I hate both. If they could stop both, yes. Stop it.
So what you're saying is in the middle of the match and Braun Strowman goes out the ring, you turn in the channel because you don't want to see it. I'll be like, to know you're gonna have to turn it back in literally 5 seconds.
Nah, I'll keep it on, but when he do, I'm like, here this shit go again. I'm like, bro. Especially like I said, like last week, Monday, when they added the train sounds, I'm like, no, all right, now y'all just made this really corny. Like really corny. But the third topic, Paige, she's looking for a return. She is currently looking for a doctor to take a second look at her neck. In my opinion, I believe it's very possible. I mean, we saw it happen to Daniel Bryan and Edge, but I believe it's possible it could happen. But my question to you is, if she do get cleared, would you like to see her back in WWE?
Nope.
Why not?
Because her health is more important than me as a fan wanting to see her back. Paige, please sit down and enjoy your life and make money.
But what if everything is straight, just how it was with Daniel Bryan and Edge? Like everything, like she's good to go.
She was straight. Then she took, I think, a kick from Sasha Banks at a house show, and she ain't been the same. So
yeah, that's true.
We as fans have to understand that these people's health is more important than our entertainment. And I don't want to see Paige take no type of DDT or no type of power bomb, and then she is like can barely walk. But I don't want to see her moving like Mick Foley.
But like, she don't have to return to WWE as a wrestler role. She could return as a manager or anything, but have a match every now and then, because since she's cleared, or if she ever do get cleared.
Yeah, and then that once in a while type of match would be the match that put her on the shelf for life.
It depends on the way you book her. You book her to look strong every time she come out, like every now and then, and you got a point.
I mean, what you're saying, then you got to book her like Brock Lesnar, to where she only takes like fist bumps. Like she only takes hits. She doesn't take a move. Yeah,
you got to be cautious how they was when Daniel Bryan first came back.
Listen, bro, Daniel Bryan is taking all type of bumps now.
Yeah, now he is.
I think he's fine.
If you started off easy with Paige, and then like after like 6 months of taking it easy, then she'll go back. You forget.
We did
start go back doing what she been doing.
We did start off easy with Paige. We gave her absolution. But man,
they failed. They dropped the ball with that. They could have pushed that. They could have did a lot of stuff with that.
Makes sense too. Now that they have a women's tag team division, huh?
Yeah, I think that stable was before its time, in my opinion.
I can see why you say that.
Yeah, because they could imagine if they debut right now. Imagine we never seen Sonya Deville or Mandy Rose, right? And Paige come out how she did with them right now. And they just take the women's division and just cause hack, like just rip shit apart.
I would like it.
Right.
I would like it.
All right, guys, that's a wrap. But before we head out, I do want to say you can check us out on Podchaser and Spotify. We will be doing some exclusive episodes on those platforms, so go ahead and check us out on there. With that being said, thank you for tuning in to another episode of the D&B Podcast. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until then, we'll see you on the next one.